Around 3100 BCE, one of the most significant events in human history unfolded: the unification of Upper and Lower Egypt under Pharaoh Narmer, also known as Menes. This monumental achievement laid the foundation for ancient Egypt's enduring legacy, establishing the First Egyptian Dynasty and marking the beginning of a centralized state. The story of Narmer's unification is not only a tale of political and military success, but also an exploration of the cultural and religious ideals that would shape Egypt for millennia. In this video, we delve into the historical significance of Narmer's unification, the evidence provided by the Narmer Palette, and the profound impact of this event on the formation of one of the world's most remarkable civilizations. The context: Upper and Lower Egypt before unification. Before Narmer's unification, Egypt was divided into two distinct regions: Upper Egypt in the south, characterized by a narrow Nile valley, and Lower Egypt in the north, with its expansive Nile delta. These regions were culturally and politically independent, each ruled by local chieftains or proto-kings. While Upper Egypt had a more centralized authority, Lower Egypt had a complex network of smaller interconnected communities. Despite their differences, the regions were linked by the Nile River, which served as a vital artery for trade, communication, and cultural exchange. The river fostered a shared sense of identity and mutual dependency that made eventual unification conceivable. By the late pre-dynastic period, growing economic ties and rivalries between Upper and Lower Egypt set the stage for a decisive conflict and subsequent unification. Who was Narmer? Narmer, also referred to as Menes in some historical sources, is traditionally credited as the unifier of Egypt and the founder of the First Dynasty. While his identity and accomplishments have been debated, the Narmer Palette, a ceremonial artifact discovered at Hierakonpolis, provides compelling evidence of his role in unification. This artifact portrays Narmer as a powerful figure, emphasizing his divine authority and military prowess. The historical Narmer likely rose to power in Upper Egypt, where he consolidated control before leading a successful campaign to bring Lower Egypt under his rule. By uniting these two regions, he established the framework for a centralized Egyptian state, laying the groundwork for the dynastic period that followed. The Narmer Palette. A window into history, the Narmer Palette is a cornerstone artifact in the study of ancient Egypt, offering a vivid glimpse into the unification of Upper and Lower Egypt around 3100 BCE. Discovered at Hierakonpolis, this intricately carved ceremonial palette depicts Pharaoh Narmer's military victory and subsequent consolidation of power. On one side, Narmer is shown wearing the white crown of Upper Egypt, striking down an enemy, symbolizing his dominance. The reverse side portrays him donning the red crown of Lower Egypt, leading a procession that signifies unity. The imagery of intertwined beasts on the palette embodies the merging of the two lands, while the falcon, representing the god Horus, underscores the divine sanction of Narmer's rule. Beyond its artistic beauty, the palette serves as a historical document, encapsulating the ideologies of kingship, divine authority, and the enduring theme of order over chaos that defined ancient Egyptian civilization. Symbolism and imagery. The Narmer Palette is a ceremonial object carved from siltstone, standing about 64 centimeters tall. It features intricate relief carvings on both sides, each brimming with symbolic imagery that celebrates Narmer's triumph and divine authority. The front side. The central figure is Narmer himself, wearing the white crown of Upper Egypt. He is depicted in a smiting pose, holding a mace above his head while grasping the hair of a defeated enemy. This imagery underscores Narmer's role as a conqueror and unifier, symbolizing his dominance over Lower Egypt. The reverse side. Narmer is shown wearing the red crown of Lower Egypt, leading a ceremonial procession. Above him, divine symbols, such as the falcon representing Horus, signify his divine sanction to rule. Below, the intertwined necks of two animals symbolize unity, possibly alluding to the unification of Upper and Lower Egypt. Historical significance. The Narmer Palette is not just a work of art. It is a historical document, Its imagery offers valuable insights into the military, religious, and political ideologies of the time. It portrays the unification as a divinely ordained victory, emphasizing the pharaoh's role as a mediator between gods and humans. Furthermore, the palette's emphasis on order, ma'at, over chaos reflects an enduring theme in Egyptian culture, one that would dominate their worldview for centuries. The impact of unification. 1. Political centralization. Narmer's unification of Egypt marked the beginning of a centralized state under the rule of a pharaoh, whose authority was considered divine. This centralization facilitated the development of a cohesive administrative structure, enabling the collection of taxes, management of resources, and implementation of large-scale projects. The establishment of Memphis as the capital further reinforced the unity of Upper and Lower Egypt, serving as a political and economic hub. 2. Cultural cohesion. The unification also fostered cultural integration between the two regions. Shared religious beliefs, such as the worship of Horus, and artistic styles began to spread, creating a distinct Egyptian identity. The concept of duality, represented by the two lands, Upper and Lower Egypt, became a central theme in Egyptian art, architecture, and ideology. 3. Economic prosperity. With the unification, trade and agriculture flourished. The Nile River, now controlled by a single authority, became a more efficient conduit for trade, connecting Egypt to neighboring regions. Unified governance allowed for the construction of irrigation systems, enhancing agricultural productivity and supporting population growth. 4. The dynastic tradition. Narmer's establishment of the First Dynasty initiated a dynastic tradition that would span nearly 3,000 years. The pharaohs of subsequent dynasties built upon his legacy, furthering Egypt's cultural, political, and technological achievements. The symbolism and rituals established during Narmer's reign would endure as defining features of Egyptian kingship. The legacy of Narmer. Narmer's unification of Egypt was not merely a political achievement. It was the birth of one of the world's most enduring civilizations. His reign marked the transition from fragmented, regional polities to a centralized kingdom capable of monumental achievements in art, architecture, and governance. The idea of a unified Egypt under the rule of a single pharaoh became a cornerstone of Egyptian civilization. This concept of unity was so deeply ingrained that even during periods of political fragmentation, Egyptian leaders aspired to restore the ideal of the two lands under one crown. Challenges to historical understanding. Despite its importance, the story of Narmer and the unification of Egypt is not without controversy. Scholars debate the precise identity of Narmer and his relationship to Menes, with some suggesting they were the same person and others arguing they were separate rulers. Additionally, the lack of contemporary written records leaves much of this period open to interpretation. Archaeological discoveries like the Narmer Palette provide valuable clues, but they must be carefully analyzed within their historical and cultural context. The process of unification was likely more complex than a single military conquest, involving gradual integration, alliances, and economic pressures. Conclusion. The unification of Egypt by Narmer around 3100 BCE was a pivotal moment in history, marking the beginning of a civilization that would endure for millennia. Through the lens of the Narmer Palette, we gain a glimpse into the ideology and symbolism that defined this era, celebrating the triumph of unity and the divine authority of the pharaoh. Narmer's legacy is not only one of political and military success, but also of cultural and ideological innovation. By establishing the framework for centralized governance, he set the stage for ancient Egypt's golden age, a period of unparalleled achievements in art, architecture, and statecraft. As we continue to study this remarkable period, we uncover new insights into the origins of one of humanity's greatest civilizations. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and found it insightful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Your support helps us create more content like this. Also, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks again, and see you in the next video.